Hello and welcome to Nigeria Today, at another Rendezvous on Living Television. Here we talk about trending issues. But before we go to trending issues, let's look at some of the headlines from some of our national dailies. I will start from this day newspaper. NRC suspends Abuja Kaduna rail service indefinitely. Nigerian Railway Corporation has suspended the transit from Abuja to Kaduna indefinitely because of the terrorist attack that happened recently. Now, 48 hours after attacking Kaduna airport, terrorists blew up Abuja Kaduna train. Lai Mohammed blames PDP for laying foundation for Nigeria's misery. These are some of the stories selected from this day. Now we'll go to the nation. Troops complete evacuation of passengers trapped in Abuja Kaduna train. Catholic priest, others abducted in Niger. Now we have Emefiele attributes hardship to COVID-19. That's from the nation. Now Vanguard has this: Metu kicks against zoning once presidential ticket open to all. Olise Metu is asking for the presidential ticket of the PDP to be given, to be thrown open so that everyone can have access to it. Now we have also Tambuwa saying that competent person, not zoning, should be the priority. That's according to Tambuwa. Now finally, let's look at the Sun newspaper where we have Senator Theodore Hamefula Orji insisting on power shift to the Abia North. Now we have bandits didn't shut down Kaduna airport, we killed 12 of them. That's according to Nigerian military. And then finally, bombs trend, terrorists came with box, abducted VIPs from buses. That's according to one of the survivors. And again, gunmen raid 15 Niger communities. Gentlemen, at this point, I want to welcome my colleagues in the building. First of all, I want to start from my immediate left, Chukwemeka. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good day, everybody.
I have at the far left, Chimeze Ozems.
Thank you and welcome to the program.
And with that, I have Eugene Onoha. Welcome.
Thank you
very much for the correction.
Yes.
Now, I want us to look at what's, first of all, from the Disney newspaper, where we have Lai Mohammed blaming PDP for laying foundation for Nigeria's misery. I mean, is this a shift of blame? Because looking at things in Nigeria, would have said that during the Jonathan era, things were better. I want to start with Chukwemeka. Please, what do you look at Lai Mohammed shifting the blame of what we're passing now to the foundation laid by PDP?
I think Mr. Lai Mohammed has run out of lines. He doesn't know what else to tell us. Because just some days ago, the same APC, of which he's a staunch member, and in whose administration he is serving, selected, and I choose my words very carefully, selected some notable former PDP members who had held offices under the same PDP he's accusing of ruining Nigeria to be the new leadership of APC. I mean, how hypocritical could people be? It's sad.
Especially the national chairman.
It's sad. Chairman not only yes.
Is a PDP person.
So more than 60-70% of the leadership of APC today are former PDP members, and yet you accuse them. I think Mr. Lai Mohammed does not know what else to tell us.
I'd like to find out the misery from our own perspective. I'm coming to you now, Zems. Do we really have some miseries we're passing through in the country right now?
I'm surprised you're asking that question.
I want to know from you because I'm coming up with the follow-up question.
Nigeria is facing litany of challenges as we speak. You talk about high rate of unemployment. You talk about erratic power supply. You talk about banditry, terrorism, and there are too many of them. So I want to agree with him that we have so many miseries in Nigeria. But what Lai Mohammed said has become a trademark of the present ruling APC at the center. Since 2015, they have been blaming the PDP, although I'm not a card-carrying member of PDP, but APC has been blaming PDP for everything that is happening in Nigeria. They came to power with the promise of solving
change,
solving all the problems faced by Nigerians. But today they have engaged in the act of shifting the blame to the former government of PDP. I think a bad workman must always quarrel with his tools. And that's exactly what they are doing, the APC people.
So you think that the problem we are passing through now wasn't created by the PDP, rather by the APC, or both?
Both.
Okay.
I think the problem is created by both.
All right.
Because there was opportunity for even PDP government of 16 years to have done certain things, like the refineries and some major projects, even the second Niger bridge. So since those things were not done, they created a backlog of problems.
All right, there's a story actually skipped intentionally, and that's from the Vanguard. And that's about Okwalangwa endorsing Ikone, Professor Ikone, as their consensus candidate. This was, according to a delegation led by the foremost Attorney General of the state, Barrister Chion Kire. That was on Monday yesterday. So they actually endorsed him to be their consensus candidate. I mean, what has this got to do with Abia State at this particular point? Is it really right that the Ungwa nation at this particular point should endorse a particular candidate to take up the mantle at this time without proper scrutiny? Or do you think they've scrutinized and he is the best person who can actually take this up? I'm coming to you, Screenka.
Well, the position on zoning first is what you look at. We just dealt with the issue of zoning. The Opangwa leadership, or at least a good number of them, are entitled to forge a course, provide a line for the rest of the Opangwa nation to follow. Mind you, it is directed. It is indicative of willingness to go along a particular line. You don't expect everybody to accept it. Naturally, there are those, even on the other divide, who will support their idea, and some on this side who may not support it. Politics, you know, the way it is, it serves interest. So that being the case, I do not see it as hasty on their part. No. Rather than being accused of not providing timeous leadership, it's better. I think that's what informed their decision to give indication in time, so that people who ordinarily, if they had received indication, may not have jumped in to the ring, would be saved that trouble of having to go into the foray. Now that they know that indication has been given, before you decide to go into battle, you start weighing your options properly, so that if you're not truly prepared, if you're not really ready, then you know that you have an uphill task. So that I think it's intended also to discourage unserious candidates.
Okay, Barrister Tionkiri said that the Brazil has left a big shoe which needs to be filled by an intellectual, which is why they are actually going for this particular Don who has just left his immediate past Vice Chancellor of Abia State University in True.
Yes.
Now, do you think Professor Ikone is the best shot the Kwalangwa can have at this particular time, James?
Leaders of Kwalangwa, they are entitled to what they did. I mean, that is one of the beauties of constitutional democracy. You have the right to endorse anybody. You have the right to do so. But my concern, my worry is that they should have gone for a younger adult. I'm sure that Professor Ikone, who is from Agro Pensum, is more than 60 years old. We have too many challenges facing Abia as we speak. Although these challenges is not peculiar to Abia State alone, it's a national problem. But in terms of governance, we need a younger person in 2023. I'm sure that within the Ngwa axis of Abia Central, we have so many competent, tested young adults who can handle the position of governance in 2023, they should look further. I think Professor Konde should retire. He deserves his rest. The art of governance is very tedious. I think he should retire. The Opalangwa elders should continue to search further. We need a younger person, at least within the age of 50. When you consider the problems we are facing, although they are self-inflicted.
Okay, but I'm looking at performance is not synonymous to age.
I agree with you.
I agree.
I don't think the problem is
Because
about
if you look at the track record of Professor Ikone as a person, because he's somebody
you just have to analyze critically. Don't advertise for him.
No. Nobody's advertising for him.
Okay.
I'm not from his place. We're not even from the same senatorial distance. See the turnaround he did when he was at Abia State University. Nobody can dispute that. He sanitized that place, especially regarding. We stopped hearing of missing script when he was there. It required sound administrative principles to be able to address that. We had virtually almost zero sexual harassment, and then the employment procedure was streamlined, same with admission. And also, to the best of my knowledge, some faculties that lost accreditation in his time, those accreditations were reinstated. So these are some of them. That is talking about him as a person. He is eminently qualified. Then I agree with you that he is not the only one qualified. You don't disqualify him on grounds of age. That is the one I say, no, I don't agree with you. In terms of competence, capability, he is very good for the job. I also agree that there are others. Yes, there are several. I'm not here to campaign for any of them. There are several others from Okwadangwa axis. Some younger, some of the same age bracket, some may be older, that can equally do the job. So if the elders are providing leadership, like you said, it is their right to so do. Not everybody will agree with it. Not everybody would oppose it either.
Okay, before we go for the break, let's move national now. Let's talk about what Sambo was saying, that competence should be the case, not about zoning. I mean, is he saying because he's coming from a place where the zoning arrangement wouldn't favor him? And then coming down here, can we actually deploy the principle of competence instead of this zoning arrangement thing?
We have always had this argument between competence and zoning. If you zone,
isn't zoning part of a problem?
It's not true. If you zone a particular position to a particular area, it is left for that area to look for competent people. There are competent people all over Nigeria. So,
but some are more competent.
Definitely. Even within those areas, there are more competent people too. Nigeria is not lacking in manpower. We have them. The problem is that at times those competent people are not even given the opportunity. But remember that zoning has something to do in an ethnic plural society like Nigeria. If you talk of plurality in ethnicity and the various nations that come to make Nigeria and the minorities, you must factor in zoning if you want the place to be stable. If not so, a particular group can continue to rule the place, and that will throw in instability.
So to me, I think it's high time Nigeria think about competence, just like
definitely. That's what I'm not really out competence, but I'm telling you that within the context of zoning too, competence should be part of it.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to be back in a jiffy. The program is still Nigeria Today, and of course, we are trending live on our YouTube channel, that's Living Television. And of course, don't forget, we're also on Facebook at Living Television. Send us your feedback. We're going to respond. We'll be back in a jiffy. Don't go nowhere.
TV Film Academy, Aba, Abia State, for candidates wishing to study filmmaking and mass communication for skill certificate training and degree programs, including mandatory NYSC post-degree service. Courses offered are Department of Journalism and Media Studies, Broadcast Journalism, TV Presentation, Filter Journalism, Department of Film and Multimedia Studies, Cinematography, Acting, Video Editing, Film Production, Website Designing, Modeling and Makeup, Bead Making, Screenwriting, Theater Arts, Department Department of Broadcasting, Script Writing, Journalism, Reporting, Software Programming, Mobile and Web App Development, Audio Production, Graphic Designing, Digital Animation, Special Effects, Social Media Management. Entry qualifications. Candidates must possess 5 credits in WASICAM GCE, NAPTEB or equivalent. We have the following technical infrastructure for students' skills acquisition: an art theater well equipped for modern digital television and radio studios open for hire to the public, an audio suite for music production, soundtracks, sound effects, jingles and voice-over, etc. A 50 feet by 40 feet chroma studio, largest in Africa for special effects, world-class rendering facilities for post-production rendering, animation and cartoon technology, assorted professional cameras, drones, etc. A film village with epic and village houses for theater arts and epic films making. Our studies are skill-oriented with well-qualified academic and technical teachers. We also admit students on industrial training and internship from other institutions. Professional license will be issued to graduates to practice as professionals by Bollywood, a registered professional organization for filmmakers. Wow! What are you waiting for? Rush now and obtain our admission form with 2,000 naira only at our main campus, number 1 Judges Road, 5th floor, former UBA House by NEPA, Waterside Descent, Aba, Abia State, Nigeria, or visit our website, livingradio.com.ng, the academy, www.livingtvfilmacademy.com, email livingtvfilmacademy@gmail.com, or call 0805 367 3900 or 0816 641 1400. Signed, Registrar.
Welcome back. The program is Nigeria Today. Thanks for being there for us. Now let's get down to Abia State. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Abia State recently announced that they have ceded the governorship position to the Abia Central and Abia North. Of course, before now, distinguished Senator Enyine Abaribe had declared that he would run for the governorship seat of the state. Now, this declaration may not have turned out well for his aspiration, just as he has already made a statement, which the governor, the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Barrister Kamani, has responded, accusing him of trying to, that what he's aspiring for might be a destabilizing effect on the state. Now, I'm going to ask my people here in the studio, do you think Baribe's aspiration could hamper the chances of PDP if the election comes 2023? Anybody know if you can just go on?
Well, I think, let me start. I think that the Abia of today is, while not overlooking where somebody hails from, but today I think the people are more interested in who can get the job done in terms of competence. I think that is what many people seem to be worried about, rather than where is he from. Because where is he from has not so much favored this nation.
You're still coming out to that competence we're talking about.
Yes, sir, and that has been my own position. Who can get the job done? I am not saying, I'm not advocating that the yearnings and aspirations of a people, especially regarding marginalization, should be overlooked. It must be addressed squarely. And mind you that these yearnings and cries about marginalization usually come up where competence has failed. They are necessarily a result of failure of competence. That's when people now resort to all these, we are being badly treated, nothing is happening in our area, and so on and so forth. If the man there will do the job better than your brother, and your brother, if they put him, he will not only bring shame to you, he wouldn't even look at your area. Why go to insist on giving it to your brother simply because of ethnic consideration? So the people today in Abia, that is what I think. Of course, I have the right to be wrong, but I think that Abia people today want somebody who can do the job, not so much of where the person is from.
So given the chance, you will automatically eradicate the zoning arrangement?
Well, remember that this zoning arrangement started earlier, and two divides making up Abia State, Old Bende and Old Aba, had this arrangement whereby the Old Bende took 2 turns of 16 years cumulatively. Old Aba taking 1 turn of 8 years cumulatively. And Old Aba are insisting, by Old Aba I mean from Isialangwa not to Oba, are insisting that before you start talking about zoning to senatorial districts, that you must first complete the original zoning arrangement done on the divisions. That is Old Aba division and Old Umuahia or Old Bende division. Both of them are the same, Old Bende and Old Umuahia. That it's only after the 16 years have elapsed that if you now want to change it, you will now sit down and enter into fresh considerations. But that until it is done, and unless it is done, it would be inequitable to begin to cede it to an area that would give Old Bende or Old Umuahia an advantage of an additional 8 years on top of their own 16.
The PDP has just done what you just said now, because they've given a chance to partake in this particular arrangement, which I'm sure didn't go down with the elders of PDP of Abia North Extraction. They actually said that never in the history of PDP has the governorship seat been zoned to 2 zones at the same time. It has always been one particular zone at a time. And of course, I know that the argument has been on the Abia Charter of Equity, which, from what I know, has been there 10 years before the creation of Abia State. Now, my question now is this. Given that the senator representing Abia Central has said that he still maintains what he said, that power should go back to the north, are we going to be looking at how to stabilize? Because I am looking at this is going to affect the chance of PDP in Abia State. And again, the Abia Charter of Equity, is it a PDP thing?
Okay, that's good. The senator, T.O., is entitled to his opinion.
Yes.
He is not the person that will impose a governor on the state. So what we are looking at is that if you are talking of Abia Charter of Equity, we are talking of an arrangement. Like my brother has said, this arrangement has been there. And if you follow the arrangement, the governorship seat should come to Abia Central this time.
I know some of you participated in the Gazos, campaign, and I've had the mantra, okay, Zuabia. And I'm an Igbo person, I understand that Zo is to complete.
That's okay, so Abia too is what is happening.
To enter for.
Yes.
Yes. And when it is Zo line, that is to be completed, then you have to really make it complete. In terms of if you give one person 16 years
you also
and give the other one 8 years.
It's not balanced. And there's no equity.
No equity, no equality,
so
no
that
balance.
is the area you should look at.
So for it to Zuola, you must give Old Aba
a poor chance with the Old Bende.
I'm not saying in Old Aba it must now go to either Opa East or Opa West, Obingwa, Aba North, Aba South, and so on and so forth. But first, let PDP zone, respect the original understanding and agreement.
That's all.
Send it to Old Aba division.
It's left for the Old Aba people
to now decide which area it will go within Old Aba.
Yes.
Well,
based on competence.
There is something I have. When we talk about Charter of Equity, I have been in contact with members of the APC, members of the Labour Party, members of ABGA.
Yeah.
These things don't resound in their own.
They are free. They are free. They are free
because they've never been in power.
They are free.
They've never been in power, so you don't expect them to start making argument on the basis of emptiness.
Okay, so what wrongs the adoption of the Charter of Equity is being in power?
No, the Charter of Equity preceded creation of Abia State.
That's sure.
And so, the people that have a stake for now, or let me say a higher stake, must be the people that are holding on to the power. Those that are yet to enter into power, naturally, their own struggle is anything that will first bring them into power.
That's it.
It doesn't matter.
House.
That's it.
First enter government house before talking of
what they are
that's all they are interested
before
in.
talking of even
zoning. Asif Orokore is currently the man that called the shots in PDP in Abia State, and of course Abaribe is an elder statesman and of course a big stakeholder in PDP. Senator T.O. is also a big stakeholder in PDP. Now, from what we are saying, it shows there's no agreement. Okay, between this.
That is politics.
So
politics.
Are we not seeing PDP splitting over this particular, zoning?
They may or may not. They may or may not.
I don't think it's possible because they must always disagree to agree.
Very good.
They must come together.
I agree with you.
This is power.
Yes.
They must come together. And also bear in mind that the leader of the PDP in Abia State is the governor.
Yes.
He is leader of the party in the state. So, yes, DLG is a senator, a former governor, but he is entitled to his opinion. The person that has the final say in conjunction with the party is Dr. Okezie Ibazu. He is the leader of the PDP in the state. And I think he has been fair enough because he can influence certain things. He can influence certain things as the leader of the party. But he has carried everybody along. He has been fair. He has the right to say the next governor must come from Abia Central. Maybe from the Ngwa axis of Abia Central. It is possible. He can influence it. But he said, okay, let us also give our brothers and sisters from Abia North a chance to contest in 2023. Based on Abia Charter of Equity, the next governor should come from Old Aba Division.
Okay, so thank you, gentlemen. We are about to round it up. But before I go, let us have our last shot on this particular topic with Trend that's been talking about. I don't know which part of the topic touch that you want to talk about before we leave.
Security.
Okay.
For me, it's always about security. The APC government rode into power on the promise that they would first and foremost provide security for Nigeria. And I mean, where you have security, then everything will follow. Next, they talked about economy. But you and I know today that we are worse off in virtually every aspect today. Some of them joined in demonstrating when petrol pump price was increased to either 87 or 97 naira. Today, arrogantly, it is being displayed as 220, and nobody is talking, nobody is protesting, nobody is demonstrating. By the time the PDP handed over, at least dollar exchange rate was stable.
165.
Yes, it was stable, but today, you buy at whatever, when you want to pick it, if the man sold to you maybe at 550, like about 10 minutes ago, and another person comes, he will need to now call Lagos again and confirm for that minute what it would be, and it could jump to 565. That is, now see what's happening with security. And I think somebody said something about the developments and Niger Bridge. These are all plans already put in place by the PDP administration. Even the Treasury single account, BVN, just name it. There was a challenge posed.
But for 16 years, you
put
in place.
No, those things were in place.
You put in place.
Those things were in place.
You didn't accomplish any of it.
Yes, let's start from this. The phone, the internet. PDP gave that with it. Every other thing is following. The economy, it was stable. But today, even half square meal is now a problem.
Nobody's taking
anything
away from what I'm saying is that there were certain fundamental things that was not done.
You are accusing the PDP of being on the analytical stage.
Yeah, every day they put it. Look at the second Niger Bridge. Every day they award the contract. Look at the Enugu International Airport. Every day they award the contract. Look at the Enugu Port Harcourt Express.
Don't worry.
Jonathan was awarding.
Tell us.
Yeah, look at it.
Okay, let me go to them. All the stories we actually, reeled out. Which of them, would you want to talk briefly before we go?
Yes, I'm always concerned about high rate unemployment in Nigeria.
Which MFLA says is COVID-19.
Yes, I think it's one of the highest in the world, and we can see results all over Nigeria. Ritual killing by our youth, emphasis on wealth acquisition. I think if the government can tackle the issue of unemployment, I want to tell you that every other thing will fall into place in Nigeria. They should address that very issue. We are paying a high price.
Yes, that's true.
I agree with him. And we should look at energy. That's electricity. It's basic to all other things in terms of creating jobs, Yeah, you can't do anything if the power is not there.
Yes.
The Abia man is a commercial man, and I can know that one is an Abia man. He will always talk about electricity because I know how much you celebrate it down here.
And as a member of APC.
No, I'm not. I'm not a member of APC.
Okay, he has denied
I'm
that.
not.
He has denied that. So I want to say thank you very much for joining me on the program today, and I hope next time that we'll also be here to go through this particular trending issues in Nigeria. My people, that's the much we can go for today. My name is Mwagiri Chukwuchik, but don't forget to go to our Facebook page, Living Television, of course, our YouTube, where these things are trending. Some of our stories, other programs are also there. Like and also follow us. Till next week when we come again, I am Mwagiri Chukwuchik saying bye for now.